Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Google BigQuery is arguably one of the most powerful data warehouses in the world, but most people are afraid to even touch it because they don't want to get hit with a surprise bill. But what if I told you you could use BigQuery, query massive public datasets, learn how to write SQL queries without even entering a credit card? In today's video, we're going to be looking at something known as BigQuery Sandbox, and I'm going to be showing you how to set it up and get started with it, how to find free data to play with, how to upload your own data, do some visualizations, how to write your SQL query, and this all will be for free. So let's get started. Alright, so we're inside of our Google Cloud console where you can basically get started with all Google Cloud services. But if you have never used GCP before, you'll need a standard Google account that you can use. And we're going to be creating a Google Cloud project, which I've already created here, that's known as my BigQuery Sandbox. But I'm going to be walking you through the entire process again. So we're going to come in here, and the first thing that I'm going to be doing is clicking on New Project. And I'm going to be selecting my project here as BigQuery testing. So that's going to be the first project that I'm going to be creating here, and you don't need to mention any organization, just go ahead and click on create. Now you have 10 projects, that's going to be your set limit, of course, and in a couple of minutes your new project will get created. And I can see my new project that's known as the BigQuery testing project has successfully been created. And notice how we are skipping the billing setup entirely, and I think this is what basically triggers the sandbox mode. So what we're going to be doing here is basically going up to the search here and typing in BigQuery, which is going to be the product that we're going to be looking at. Oops, it's BG, alright. But it's automatically going to be searching for that, and you can see there's a product or page, so we're going to be clicking on BigQuery. And now once you come in here, the first thing that you're going to be seeing here is the sandbox button here, or the sandbox icon that tells you you're currently in the free version. It's like a sandbox label next to the project that tells you that you're in the free version right now. And to take the full BigQuery experience, you would want to connect your billing account and maybe make an upgrade. So the BigQuery interface is basically divided into three main areas that you will use constantly. On the left, you have the Explorer section. You can look at different pipelines, different stuff, look at governance, look at data analytics, etc. In the middle section is going to be your query editor, where you can basically type in your queries and fetch data as and when required. And in the bottom part, once you type in your query and get a response, is where your results are going to be displayed in the section. In my experience, the best way to get comfortable is to get started with a public dataset. So we're going to come to the Explorer section here, and you can see something known as Add Data. So we're going to be clicking on that, and you can instantly see your various other options. You can pull from your Google Cloud Storage, you can upload it from your local desktop, Azure, Amazon, etc. But what we're going to be doing now is clicking on public datasets here and searching for some BigQuery public databases. So we're going to be searching for GitHub, which is the one we're going to be working with today. So I'm going to click on search for GitHub, and you can see we have found the GitHub Activity Data, which is what we're going to be clicking on here. And this is the data set I would like to work with for this particular tutorial. You can of course click on view dataset, which will take you to a new page where you can now see your GitHub repos. So now Sandbox of course gives you the entire power of BigQuery standard SQL engine, the same one that companies like Spotify, Twitter use for petabyte scale analysis. And you can write everything from a simple search query to something even very complex. So let's run a couple of series of queries on this particular data set. And these are safe, they scan very little data and teach progressively more SQL concepts as we go on. So the first query that I'm going to be pasting in here looks at fetching in the total commits in the GitHub dataset. So I'm going to be pasting in the following query in the panel, and once you're done, you can just click on run. Now at the bottom, you'll see the small number here, not a small number, but yes, you can see the number that tells you the number of commits that are available, and you can see the query execution is completed. So we've looked at running our first SQL query inside of BigQuery Sandbox. The next query that we're going to be looking at looks at the average commits per author in a popular GitHub repository. So here I've pasted in my query that's going to be fetching in the average commits per author in the GitHub repository, but you can see the a small sentence here that comes in and tells me that this query will process this number of GB or MB when it runs. This just gives you an estimate of how much actual data is being processed and what's coming in. So once you're done with this particular query, I'm going to be clicking on run, and in a couple of seconds I should get back a response, and you can see it's executing as we speak. And you can see in a couple of seconds, we've got back a perfect response of all the average commits per author in the GitHub repositories. Now, BigQuery is also excellent at string manipulation. And if you want to find all GitHub repositories that mention the word data science, we're going to be using this particular query. And you can see this query processes 9.47 MB when run. So once you're done with this, you can just go ahead and click on run, and your next query will begin executing. And we can see we've got a list of GitHub repositories that have data science in them. So now public datasets are of course excellent for practice, but the real power of Sandbox is unlocked when you can upload your own data, whether it is a small spreadsheet or a log file. BigQuery provides you different ways to get your data into the cloud. So now the method one for uploading your own data would be very simple. Just come back here, and inside of your BigQuery testing, the first thing you'd want to do is right click on this and click on create dataset. After which, of course, you need to mention your dataset ID. That could be a name. So I'm just going to say testing dataset. And it's fine if you don't keep all of these details. You don't need to do that. You can just go ahead and click on create dataset. And in a couple of seconds, your dataset will be created. The first thing you want to do is basically come to your dataset, click on the three dots and click on create a table. Now, once you come in here, you have different options to choose from, whether you want an empty table, then you can use some SQL queries to put in your data, or you can have it from your Google Cloud Storage bucket, or you can upload your own CSV file from your desktop. You can have Google Drive, Google Bigtable, Amazon, Azure, or an existing table and view that you can actually reference. You can give your table a name and you can set some additional details, after which you can just go ahead and click on create. So what we're going to be doing here basically is now I'm going to be clicking on upload, and I'm going to be going to browse. I'm going to go to desktop, and I'm going to be selecting my taxi zone bookup CSV file that I'm going to be basically uploading here. And that's going to be my dataset that we just created. And I'm just going to say my taxi data and something like this. And I'm going to click on auto detect for the schema. So it looks at my spreadsheet and it automatically detects this schema for it. And once you're done, you can just go ahead and click on create table. And BigQuery uploads the file, infers the schema, and creates the table. And you can now query it immediately. So if I click on go to table, I can see my taxi data has come in. And if I click on preview, I can see my data has successfully come into BigQuery. Now, why this is so great? There's zero cost. The upload was actually free. The auto schema inference saves time when you're just testing. You don't need to set the database, look at the columns, rows, etc. And it's perfect for practicing data cleaning or maybe joining with public datasets. Now, if your data is already in the Google Cloud, you can link it to BigQuery directly to these sources. As I had shown before, you have Google Drive, you have Google Cloud Storage, and the steps for it are going to be the exact same way, where once again you'd come back here. Maybe I can just add a table inside of my main large data set. I can select Drive, and you can mention your Google Drive URL to that particular data set that you would like to import. Now, the same thing applies for the Google Cloud Storage. You can of course browse through your buckets and select that particular one and assign it to this one. Now, there are multiple visualization integrations that BigQuery Sandbox also provides inside of this. The visualization tab is the fastest way to see charts without actually leaving the console, and it's just one click away. So once you run your particular query, now for this one, I've done the authors one that we had ran a couple of minutes back, and I want to now do some visualization where I'm going to click on open in. You can see you have connected sheets, you have Looker Studio, you can visualize with a notebook or even visualize with a data canvas. Now, the first one that we're going to be looking at is the Looker Studio one for an example where this instantly opens a new tab and you'll be prompted to basically acknowledge your data access. And once the data access is acknowledged, you can see in a couple of seconds that your query results will already be preloaded as a dynamic data source for the charts that are available here. And you can see always grant consent. And in a couple of seconds, both of your charts will be ready and good to go. So this looks at an efficient workflow for creating your portfolio projects. You don't need to do a lot of stuff other than authentication, and it just basically extracts your data and creates these charts for you inside of this. I'll be leaving various other Looker Studio resources and links in the description. You can check that out. But if you come back here and you click on open in, you have something known as connected sheets also. Because sometimes, a full dashboard is an overkill and you just need to perform a few calculations that's actually very fast in a spreadsheet environment. So you can just click on connected sheets, which is a very powerful feature between BigQuery and Google Sheets, where you can instantly connect your BigQuery data with Google Sheets. You can perform some calculations here, which is much more easier to do. And here you can see your data is connected. And if I just close this out, you can see that my data has successfully come in to connected sheets in minutes. Actually, you can of course select your data sets and then transfer it there, but you can also take your query results, do some performance evaluations on it, etc. Now in the advanced visualizations, you of course have the chance to visualize with your data canvas, and even to open a new Google Colab notebook with Python, where you can do more stuff using the BigQuery Python client. Now there are multiple limitations to BigQuery Sandbox. Of course, there are data expiration and storage policies. There's a 60-day time to live for all the partitions and tables that you create. Furthermore, there's a 10 GB limit of active storage that Sandbox permits. In terms of feature restrictions, you have a couple of features such as your ML features and stuff which are not directly provided. But other than that, BigQuery Sandbox provides you everything that you need to get started in terms of educational and skill development, maybe in terms of proof of concept development, data exploration and stuff. So BigQuery Sandbox can take you from a zero to hero in looking at learning BigQuery, but without you having to put your own credit card and stuff like that. But in case you're pretty confident that you want to move now and move towards the upgrade, all you have to do is click on upgrade. That's going to be the first one. And if you're creating a billing account for the first time, you'll have to create the billing account, specify the details and stuff like that. I think in my experience, the biggest relief after upgrading is the immediate removal of the table expiration policy, because when you attach a billing account, the project leaves Sandbox and the default 60-day expiration is no longer there. Now, if your exploration is complete and you don't want any other costs of your own, you can of course just come back here, go to your data set and just click on delete and clear everything. And if that entire Google Cloud project is also just for practice and learning, you can come to your project settings here. You can just leave this and you can just click on shutdown. So you incur no costs of any sort. So this was a quick walkthrough tutorial of BigQuery Sandbox in the most friction-free way to master enterprise data skills. It provides a risk-free environment for you to explore and learn BigQuery. And there you have it. The BigQuery Sandbox is the ultimate playground for data analysts. You get to use the same tool that professional companies use, but with zero financial risk. If you want a step-by-step written guide, I've written a blog that's published on DataCamp. You can check that out. The link will be available in the description. And if you like this video, then don't forget to like, share, and for more content, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.